Hey everybody, welcome back to GallupBuilt. Thank you all for stopping by and checking out this video. In this video, I'm going to get a little bit of the work done on a couple of the rides here. One of the vans needed some work on the lift, and I finally finished up the XJ for the most part. So thank you all for checking out this video. Before the video starts, I wanted to say Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there, and thank you all for your service. We are indebted to you. I hope you all had an awesome Veterans Day. Thank you all again for checking out this video, and I hope you enjoy it. Good morning, everybody. I've made it to the shop for the day. Last week, we took this thing out on Friday, and we had a couple of little problems with it. So today, I'm going to address those problems and see if we can't get this thing to cruise for a bit. We had a coolant situation. We had a vapor lock situation. We had a noise in the back when we took it off the first time, but the tire was rubbing, the inside of the tire was rubbing on one of the little pinch wells underneath there, so we adjusted some of that. We moved the metal a bit. Friday when we took this out, it was running dry on fuel. It was running dry on fuel through this filter right here, and when that was empty, I pulled this line off right here, and that was completely dry as well. Just to make sure there's no vacuum leak from the tank to this pump, I'm going to run a little gas can right here with the fuel line in it and see if it does the same thing. If it picks up right away, then we've got air entering the line between the tank and here. We also had a bad coolant leak from right there, and it was spraying out under pressure, so I'm going to check that and fix it as well. You can see how much coolant was leaking out right there and right there. I was organizing some stuff, and I was going to work on that gold Mustang, but we've got a van right here with a problem with the lift, so I'm going to check it out. So we've got another Braun lift here, and these are the only ones we use, so I've come to learn the ins and outs of these Braun lifts, and this one is not working. I don't know what they mean by it yet, but I'm going to try it, run a cycle through it, and see what is going on with it. Okay, I don't see any problem with it. Oh, this right here. I remember we usually have a problem with these. Alright, so the part that usually fails are these right here, and when these aren't strong enough to push outward, like the hood of a vehicle or a trunk, then when it doesn't push this out, it doesn't pull this up. When this doesn't pull up, it doesn't hit this safety switch in here. And there are two of these. So these are 15 pounds a piece, I think, and we bought some 30-pound ones, which work a lot better. So I'm going to turn this around, and we're going to just replace these, and it should be good to go. For now, though, I got to put it away so I can turn it around. It's going to be kind of hot working on it in the sun. Okay, it's ready to go back. Now, I'm going to mount this toolbox to the trailer. It's going to be for the battery and all the chains and stuff, and then the winch is going to go right here. All right, everybody, I made it to the shop today. I have Michael with me. He's going to start organizing and cleaning stuff while I work on the XJ today. That's not cool. Transmission fluid. Man, this thing was a crazy mess like 5 hours ago. Now everything's stacked up pretty good. Definitely looks a lot cleaner. We've actually been getting a lot of stuff done here today. Right now I'm working on these heater controls. This is the one that's going in, but I've got to change one piece on here because I didn't realize this one was busted until I took it off. But the old one right here, this one has got a lot of broken stuff on it. So I'm going to use just this piece right here because all these 5 points right here are broken off on this one. So I'm going to take this piece off, swap it out with this one, and then put it back in here and put it back together. And I'll leave it like this until tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to put the radio in and put the dash back together, and then we have the visors, and then this one is done. All right, I've got this piece changed out. I'm going to put this in now. Michael's actually doing all right. Today is the first day, so he's just putting stuff away and organizing it, but pretty soon he'll be helping me build these cars. I always say I wish my brother was here to help me because he knows what to do. Michael's gonna know what to do too. The plastics look a lot better. I just gotta take that gauge cluster apart tomorrow and clean behind the clear lens. Hey everybody. We made it back to the shop. So today is the second day that I'm working here with Michael, and he's doing a pretty good job. He's getting everything organized and cleaned up, and it's the shop's not really dirty, just there's things scattered everywhere. So he's helping a lot with organizing all the parts and the bins. He's separating everything in bins based on like which car it is. Kind of cool. It's helping a lot, and he's getting everything cleaned up as far as what I need for the shelf with all the brake cleaners and the AC refrigerant, and there's a bunch of stuff, like I can't even name it off right now, but there's like starting fluid, oil treatment, a bunch of things. But we've been here for a couple hours. I'm working on the inside. I got done with the gauges and the dash part of it, so right now I'm working on the radio. The wiring is factory and it was just cut off, so I am going through and figuring out which wires for what so I can wire this thing in. I've got all this cleaned up and taken care of. So now I'm working on this. I've got this done yesterday. So this is what I'm doing right now. We've been in for a bit and we're getting hungry. So Michael and I are gonna go take off and get something to eat. We're gonna probably head back to the house. I don't know when's the last time the shop looked this clean. All this is cleaned up too. Okay. So definitely after I ate, I came back, did the wiring on this. I couldn't find a hot wire, so I had to trace this one back as far back as I could, figured out the problem, fixed the problem. So now I have the joyful task of figuring out which one of these wires go to what wires on the radio. But the hard part is done. Now just speakers. And then of course putting this whole bezel back together. Alright, so this is what I've come up with. And it was kind of hard, only because these wires don't match up right. You would think these 2 purple wires would match up to 2 wires that match, or even these 2 green wires would match up to wires that match. On this side there are 2 brown, 2 black, 2 green, and 2 white. And on this side there are 2 purple, 2 gray, 2 white, and 2 green. But where they all mix right here, everything was off. So I had to go through and individually test each speaker and see which one was what. But this is going to go in now. We'll see if this radio works. I've got these little metal grates mounted to the back hatch, and I mounted them through. Normally you come from the back to this, but we drilled this here and we're actually using this grate to hold a lot of this panel up there too, just to keep it a little more sturdy. I have made it to the shop. I'm going to finish working on this XJ. I was waiting on a couple of pieces for the radio before I put the dash back together. I've got this wired in now so that it fits, sort of. I'm going to build a plate now so I can mount that right. Alright, while it isn't the prettiest, I think it will work. This is what I've come up with, and it seems pretty sturdy. I just built this little metal face for it, the bracket, cut the hole the right size. I bent it back the 1/2 inch that is needed to bring this up to make it even with this right here. Now I'm going to put the bezel back on for the gauge cluster and the dash. Everything seems a lot better. I cleaned up the gauges too, so that looks cool. And this is what it looks like with the bezel back on it. I have to clean that vent. But this is looking pretty good. I fixed this to where it should turn on with accessory as well. Awesome. I took off back to the house for lunch real quick, and then it was actually a really quick lunch, and I'm back. So I finished the XJ, and I'm going to start on this. I'm going to rivet this little divider in. I'm going to put the battery in here and wire this all up to the winch and make sure everything's good to go. I'm going to put this little switch on the battery for the winch, and I'm going to use this. Okay, I've got all this wired up. I just can't find the controller. And I've got it all wired up in here, looking all nice and smooth. All right, we've got it hooked up, got it switched on, found the controller. Nice. Okay, we just have to find somewhere to hook this from now on. Right here. Oh, that's why I put it a while ago, but I want to find somewhere to put it that's not so bad. All right, everybody, that is going to be it for this video. I want to thank y'all once again for stopping by and checking out this video, seeing what we got going on here at the shop. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And once again, I hope y'all had an awesome Veterans Day, and thank you to each and every one of you for your service. Y'all have an awesome rest of your day, and be careful whatever you're working on. Later.